I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.
Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 662 of the Immigration Answer Show. How's everybody doing? We had a little mistake with the start time for today, so apologize for any confusion. Welcome to everybody who hops on. Unfortunately, I'm not available at 2 p.m. today. I don't know how that happened, but we'll fix it for next time. How's everybody doing? We'll be here for the next hour. This might be a good shot for you to ask me a question if you've been waiting, because there's nobody in the waiting room, because we're starting an hour earlier than posted. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I don't think I said 2 o'clock today. Did I say 2 o'clock yesterday? I don't think I did. No, I don't think so. But anyway, how's everybody doing? What's going on? Yep, earlier than expected, Rich says. Yeah, Rich, we don't know what happened, but the show today is from 1 till 2. Tomorrow, we'll do a show. What time tomorrow, Juli? Let's see. 12? We're going to check right now, make sure we're all on the same page. But I'll be here for the next hour. Fiona says, I love you, Daddy. How about that? I don't have a daughter named Fiona. That's interesting. D-Skull giving the big ups to all the Yardies. All the Yardies. How's everybody doing? Yep. So noon tomorrow, Juli says. We'll be back tomorrow at noon. I'll be here for the next hour, so come on into the waiting room. The water is just fine. Today will be the last day we play pool basketball at our house. My son Ibrahim goes back to school with Amani tomorrow. They're going to go to the Minnesota versus North Carolina college football game on Thursday. So we'll be winding up the summer softball league tonight, me, Nor, and Hema. So let's see who's here. Got a lot of people saying hello. Lus is here. Saring is here. Temi's here. Rastafik and Fiona. Calypso Girl. JD in the house. What's up, JD? IA is here. Lynn saying hi from Vermont. Emma is here from Minnesota. We got Oklahoma. We got a lot of good countries here. Rich is here, as I mentioned. Lindy, hello. Calypso Girl says hi to everybody. We got Las Vegas in the house. Maryland. Eve is here. Colorado is here. Shauna from Colorado. Yeah, Lynn, definitely the text said 2 p.m. We're not sure why, but it did. So we'll fix that. Let's see. Easy Organizer, Demir. We got Chicago in the house. Yassine Hori's in the house. Yassine is our correspondent in the great state of Wisconsin. When things happen with the Harris Walls campaign, Yassine lets me know. Chums is here. Yasser is here. The right hand and Rosalia say hello. We got another one from Vegas. Trey Lean. Kenya. Dallas. Shabazz. Nobody knows where Shabazz is. Fiona's in China. Yassine's asking if we had anybody approved on PIP yet. No, not before the judge issued the stay. And Demir is here. All right, let's go ahead and get started and talk to Arthur. Hello, Arthur. Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. How you doing?
Okay, I'm doing good. I'm really glad you did accept me today. You see, my question is, we're waiting for, well, I am in a fiance, a K1 visa process. And at the moment, we did file on January 23rd. We did file, which was a congressional, and we did try to expedite because my fiance did have a child with me, and he was premature. So we try to file a expedite for the process or to help us out, right? Unfortunately, all that cost was for it to be moved from the California, where it was at the office. They moved it to the Nebraska office for a faster processing, they mentioned. So as of right now, we have reached out to the congressman to see if they could help us out with the expedite because we did a second expedite as well because my wife was in a car crash and she did have some well, there were some injuries that did occur, and it kind of did prevent her from being able to work. So we did try to expedite to see if I could get there to help out, or just help her emotionally or throughout the whole process. Now, at this moment, we're just pretty much on, well, if we did file on January the 5th, 2023, the process time that it gives us after it was moved to the Nebraska Center has already been over the time. So my question was, if we were to file a WOM, writ of mandamus,
Hmm.
would we file from, well, she is located in Texas. Would she file through the Congress or the Supreme Court of Texas? Or I'm sorry, not the Supreme Court, but
Federal court.
would with the federal court, would it be through Texas or would it be through the Nebraska, since that is where the case is at?
We probably do Texas just because they work faster when we sue the U.S. attorney. The U.S. attorney in Nebraska is really good too. So actually, it probably wouldn't matter. But Texas seems to go a little faster, so we'd probably do it in Texas if that's. Do you know what city your fiance lives in?
She lives in Humble, Texas.
Which is by what big city? What
Houston,
by
Houston.
Houston? Yeah, yeah. We file in Houston all the time. So either Houston or Nebraska, either one.
Okay, and well, regarding for example, the expedites, would you say that they weren't like humane enough reasons for them to be able to proceed?
Oh, my brother, I think having a baby and having a car accident are very good reasons to expedite, but that's because I'm a nice human being and I don't work at USCIS. They don't expedite most cases. They don't pay attention to most expedite requests, even when they say they're going to expedite it, or even when they say, "Oh yeah, sure thing, Arthur, we're going to send your case right on over to Nebraska because they're faster." It's all BS.
Okay, so we did make an inquiry about maybe a couple days ago on the
Yeah.
26th, if I'm not mistaken,
Yep.
and they pretty much just said that it was taking longer than the processing time. So is that enough reason to proceed with the WOM?
Well, see, so one thing to understand about writs of mandamus, Arthur, is that we're not trying to like make new law. We're not trying to, you know, have a trial or go see the judge. We're just trying to get their attention. Right now, your I-129F is in a big pile that nobody's paying attention to, even though you've made these expedite requests and made the inquiries and all that stuff. The whole thing with a lawsuit is it gets them to pull it off the pile and say, "Oh boy, we're at we're at 20 months on this case. Why is it taking so long? Everything looks good. They have a kid together. They're engaged." And they'll just approve it and send it on its way. So you'll never see a judge. I'll never see a judge. It's just to get their attention, to get them to see if they want to approve it. And then we dismiss the lawsuit. That's it.
So you would, in other words, well, out of your knowledge, you would, uh, yes, you would agree with, or you
Do I
would
think do I
say it
think
is correct to
do I
proceed?
think it's time to file a lawsuit? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, in other words.
Yeah, I think so. And here's why. So sometimes we file lawsuits for people who are in the United States. Sometimes we file people lawsuits for people overseas, like a fiance case, right? So on a fiance case, there's two parts. There's the part at USCIS, and then there's the part at the State Department.
Of course.
When a case has been stuck too long at USCIS, and they know that by granting the I-129F that they're not the final decision maker, that there's still another layer, they hardly ever file a motion to dismiss. They hardly ever fight us on it. So I think it's a really good one to file a lawsuit on, because I think we'll sue them. They'll open it up. They'll say, "Screw this. We're not going to fight this out. Let's get it over to the State Department." So I think this would be a very good one to file a lawsuit on, especially at 20 months.
Okay. Okay. Truly appreciate that. That pretty much helps me out a lot.
All right, Arthur, if you want to get started, just let us know. Okay, buddy?
Of course. Actually, I am keeping up with you and your show, so
Awesome.
great job
You're
that you're
welcome.
doing, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
All right. Bye, Arthur. Yeah, Laura, we had to start a little bit early. The posted time was wrong. I'm not sure why. Must be a time change kind of a thing. Pedro Souza is here. Hello, Pedro. You're on mute.
I'm sorry. Hey,
All
how
good.
are you? How
I'm
are
great.
you?
How are you doing?
Thanks for having me. Um, okay, I'll try to be fast. I'm living with my girlfriend. We're not married yet for like 1 year now,
Okay.
and we never thought about. Oh, okay. I'm in the U.S. Came here with a tourist visa, and I'm out of status. And I have a daughter that came with me. She's 12. She's also out of status. I
Okay.
did I did apply for one extension, and then now we're out of status. And now we're having like a lot of troubles like to rent an apartment because they can run a background check. We want to move to a bigger place. They
Okay.
can run a background check on me. So now we're start to thinking about getting married.
Okay.
My question was how long do you think it takes for the process like after I got married, and if you take this case because I'm Massachusetts, it's like far away. You take this kind of case,
Sure. Is
and
is
oh,
your
sorry,
spouse a U.S. citizen?
yeah, she is.
Was she born in the United States?
Yes,
Have either of you been married before?
no, no, yes, she was actually. She was.
And did she sponsor anyone for a green card before, or are you the first
No,
time?
no, she was married to American citizen.
Okay.
So.
So yeah, if you got married now and applied, it would probably take about a year. They're gonna hold your case to a little extra scrutiny because you're out of status, and so they get a little suspicious about that. But if you're living together, you've been together for a year, and everything's good, then
Mhm.
I think you're fine.
And about like my daughter, it's the same amount of time, or it's different. It's a different case.
So you would have to file your wife would file one I-130 for you and an I-130 for her. It'd be two different filing.
Mhm. At the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, they can file at
Okay.
the same time. Yeah.
I know it's rude, but I've seen you talking about money other times. You know how
It's not
much?
rude. Yeah. So
Huh?
our fee for you would be 5,000 and probably for your daughter would be 3,500. We give you a discount on the second one.
Okay, and the fees from like the USCIS, right?
So
Like,
somewhere around anywhere from 1,500 to 3,000. That's if you want to get the work card and the travel document, but you shouldn't get the travel document because you're out of status. So probably about 2,000 for you and a little bit less for your daughter.
okay, okay. Oh, and should I start the process with you like before I get married, or only after I get married?
I think it'd be helpful to talk to one of our attorneys before you get married so that you
Before.
sort of do things the right way.
Okay, okay. You think I should try now that, or because if we have different present, it would be hard, or doesn't matter?
No, better now. It's
Now.
time to get
Okay,
moving. Yep.
okay, okay. I appreciate you. Thanks for
Thanks,
your time.
Pedro. See you, buddy.
Thanks for your time. See you.
You got it. His name was Pedro Souza. I don't know if you guys know this, but President Obama's photographer was a guy named Pete Souza, and he took all those great pictures of the Obamas for 8 years. And I have that coffee table book of all of his pictures, and I love Pete Souza. So I was glad to see Pedro Souza in the waiting room. Pete Souza, if you don't know, he's great on Twitter too. And there's a guy named Ronnie Jackson who claims that he was Trump's doctor, and now he's a congressman from Texas. And Pete Souza gives that guy so much trouble on Twitter. It's really fun to watch. So if you're on Twitter and you like politics, follow Pete Souza. All right, now listen up. Did you guys see this? Shabazz says, "Hey all, especially Jim. I was approved 5 months ago. All is well. Shabazz, you got to come on and tell us the real story. We got to hear the ending of the story. We've been listening to you forever. We all want to hear. We all want to hear the final chapter of. I'm sure it involved you bothering the shit out of someone at USCIS, and so we all want to hear the ending of the Shabazz story. So a little text in the notes just isn't going to cut it. We need to hear from the man just one more time. One more time. Doesn't have to be today, Shabazz, but sometime soon. Please come on the show because I really want to talk to you and hear the end of your story because we were all here for all of it. Ron is here. Hello, Ron.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Please don't mind if my camera is off. I'm not looking
all
too
good.
presentable.
It's all good, buddy.
All right. Thank you. So basically, my dad filed for my green card I'm over 21 years of age under the F1 category.
Okay.
And he filed for it in June 2017. That's my 31st June 2017. That's my PD.
Yep.
And I had filed for my adjustment of status this March, got the biometrics done May, and recently I received an interview from USCIS, even though my final action date is not current.
Mhm.
Just want to, reach out to you and see how does this process work, because I don't think this is pretty usual. Are there any red flags I should be looking at?
So I've been on interviews like that before. It does get a little bit confusing for the officer. Hopefully you'll have an experienced officer. I wouldn't say that it's a red flag. I wouldn't be worried about it too much. But I do think that the officer is going to be confused. Like the computer is telling him to go ahead and him or her are telling them to go ahead and interview you, right? But they
Yes,
can't. According to the visa bulletin, they're not going to be able to give you a visa for about or a green card for about another year and a half, 2 years, right?
correct.
So these interviews actually sort of suck because they'll do the whole interview. You'll feel like you're about to get your green card, and then they'll say, "Well, we got to pause everything until a visa becomes available. We'll put you in the queue," right? Well, like the question is, once your priority date hits, what actually happens? And in my experience, a lot of times at that point, a year and a half, 2 years from now, you've got to start beating the bushes and reminding them, "Hey, it's me, Ron. Remember you interviewed me back in 2024? Time for you to give me my damn green card."
Got it. But would they give me an approval after the interview and then hold that approval in abeyance until I receive my priority, like the date is current?
I've seen it both ways. Usually they don't tell you what they've decided, or they don't tell you anything. They just say, "Thanks for coming in. We'll let you know." Usually on those, because 8 out of 10 immigration officers don't really know what to do in that situation just because it's so unusual. It's
Mhm.
unusual that you would be, I'm assuming you were in status at the time you filed for adjustment.
Correct. I was in F1 student
Yeah.
status.
Yeah.
So I was in status when I filed for my adjustment. My STEM OPT expired this August.
Right.
So since then, I'm in pending, review status for EOS, but still in status, I guess, technically. Um, yeah. So when I filed, I was in status, valid
So
student status.
so that's very, very unusual, right? So a green card interview for an F1 category at each field office probably happens once a month at the most. Do you
Mhm.
understand?
Yes.
It's very unusual that this would not be a consular processing case. So that's what I mean about most officers not really knowing what to do. That's what I mean by the system really doesn't know what to do with the fact that you're here. But you know, if you were an immediate relative, they could just give you the green card. So the system's not really set up um, for this situation. So that's why I think you're seeing some strange little angles to it. But that's again why I don't think you need to think of it as a red flag. I think it's just they don't know what to do.
Got it. Because I haven't even received my EAD yet. So it's so
Yeah.
weird. Before the EAD, they've given me an interview.
Yeah, but also they're waiving lots of interviews. So it's almost like they don't have procedures in place to handle this the right way. Like
Okay.
in an ideal world, they would only interview people who have a visa available, right? It doesn't make much sense because
Yes.
I would bet that, thank you, Amra. I would bet that next year or whenever it becomes current, they might have to interview you again. So it's all sort of dumb.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's interesting.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you.
See you, buddy. Let us know how it goes, okay?
Sure. I'll keep you guys posted. Thanks again.
Awesome. All right, that's interesting. It's very rare that you see that, but it does happen from time to time. First timer in the house. Hello. Hello, first timer.
Hello, Jim. How you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Thank you for everything that you do. I've watched your shows for quite a while, but I've never been on here live, so thank you for choosing me.
Sure.
Um, I have a question. I am a U.S. citizen, and I would like to file an I-130 for my mother. But while I was going through my uh, I-485 that I filed a while ago while I was getting my green card, I noticed that I used the wrong date of birth for my mother. And then when she sent me her passport, I noticed that the date of birth was different. So she has the correct one, and I provided the wrong date of birth. Um, you know how they ask for the biographical data for your parents on the I-485. So I gave in the wrong one. So I wonder if that's going to affect her I-130 if they go back and look at what I submitted prior.
Um,
What do you think?
I think USCIS and the State Department goes back to look at lots of things, but this is not one of them. I don't think anyone's going to get. I don't think they're going to compare the date of birth you inserted on your 485 for your mother for comparison purposes to a new application. So I don't think you need to worry about this at all. And just from a legal standpoint, the question when there are mistakes or differences is whether it was material, whether it would have changed the outcome. So if your mom was born on December 3rd, 1970, instead of December 10th, 1970, it wouldn't have affected your ability to get your green card, right?
Right.
But if you said you weren't married when you were, and you were trying to get a new case based on marriage, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I think you're fine.
Awesome. So I will not worry about that. Thank you.
I wouldn't.
Thank you. Great, great watching. Thank you.
All right. Bye, buddy.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. All right. Let's go to Dylan. Hi, Dylan.
Hello,
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. So, me and my fiance, we did the K1 visa.
Mm-hmm.
We just went through, we got everything taken care of. I was on here maybe a couple weeks ago and actually went against your device and it kind of worked. We got an expedited appointment. She got approved.
Awesome.
And that was back on the 20th. We booked a flight for her to come out here, leaving on September 2nd. And we thought it was going to be like 2 or 3 days, then the passport and paperwork be ready for her to pick up. But we're looking at 8 days now, and it's still not ready. I was wondering if you know of anything we can do to try to make sure it's ready for pickup on Thursday or Friday.
No.
So
That's why I don't believe expedites really are a thing. I think they're full of shit when they say, even when they expedite, they do what they want. And two, why we always say don't buy travel until you have the passport in hand. So I don't know of any way to hurry it up. What embassy is it?
Bangkok. And she also lives in Bangkok, so I know they deliver to a post office. It won't really be much of an issue it's not like they're taking it to the other side of the country for a post
So that's
office.
Good. Yeah, no, I think you're just chilling. There's nothing to do.
All right. So right now, do you know if they do anything on Saturdays, like as far as passport and visa pickups?
I don't know.
Okay. Because I figured Monday is probably a lost cause where it's Labor Day for us. Figured the embassy is probably going to be closed on that day for sure.
And yeah, and a lot of times you might check the embassies. A lot of times they take the Friday off federal holidays too. Thanks, Dylan. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, all right. We got Lana Lane in the house. Hello, Lana.
Hello, Jim. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. So I have a question. I am a conditional green card holder
Yep.
based on marriage. We filed for adjustment of status concurrently, and in April this year, my case was adjudicated. And since I was not in removal proceedings for my asylum case, I was successfully given the green card.
Nice.
And a few days ago, just when I was ready to leave the country to travel, I found out that I was placed in removal proceedings.
How long ago?
I found out a few days ago.
Well, how did you find out?
I had a hunch, a feeling that something is up. I should not leave the country right now. And
I like it when people trust their intuition. So let's back up. When did you come to the United States?
2 years ago.
When did you file for asylum?
A month later.
Did you have an interview at the asylum office?
No, not even a receipt from USCIS.
Oh, so we don't know that they ever even received your asylum case. So you have no proof of delivery. You don't know. So So you were sent to deportation court not because your asylum case got refused, but because, according to them, you had no status.
So initially, I was issued an NTA because I crossed the U.S. Mexico border legally. I was inspected, um, but I was not in immigration court in the system
How do you know?
because I checked online. And the officer asked me on the marriage-based interview um, if I am in deportation, and I said no because I'm not in the system, and it kind of has like a fake date on it, this NTA, and he said, "Oh right." So that's why I got my green card because I was not in deportation, technically. And now it gets kind of tricky since I have my status, I'm a resident, and at the same time I am in this an immigration court. So what are my next steps? Can I leave or should I
No, don't
file
do
a motion to terminate?
it. So this is not the kind of thing that I could answer on a call like this because the timeline is very important. The documentation is very important. Whether you were paroled in at the border is very important.
Yeah, I
So
was.
if okay, so if you want me to look at that stuff, I can. What I'm worried about is that the officer was lazy, didn't look up to see whether or not you were under the jurisdiction of the court, and they're going to say somehow that you tricked them into getting your green card. That's what I'm worried about. Just because you're not in the system doesn't mean you're not in removal.
Okay.
So I think
Yeah.
you're smart. Don't leave until everything's nailed down.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lana. All right. All right. Oh, there's Mohammed. Hello, Mohammed.
Hi Jim, I'm glad to talk to you.
How you doing?
Do you have my voice?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you. I'm from Iran. And I apologize that my internet may be weak.
It's okay.
I have some question to you. Unfortunately, my internet is not good.
Okay.
You have already made a video about changing tourist visa to business visa or work visa. Do you have any update after that?
Yeah, don't do that.
Why?
Because there's nothing has changed since I made that video. There's no guarantee you're going to get it. They could revoke your
I
visit
saw
visa.
something.
Go ahead.
We don't have any chance or we don't have any hope.
What are you trying to do, my friend? What do you want to happen?
I want to come to USA in visa tourist, and then I want to change my visa.
Do you have a visit visa to
Is
the
there
United
any
States?
hope to do that?
Do you already have a visit visa?
No, I'm just I wanted to have information about that.
Why not just try and get a student visa? Why get a visit visa first? Why are you being sneaky?
I'm mechanical engineer in Iran, and I have in piping. I have a skill in piping expert, but I don't want to go to university or something like that. I just wanna do my best in my expert.
I'm not following you, Han. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't understand what you're saying. I don't know why you wouldn't just go ahead and get the student visa. Solani's here. Hey, Solani.
Oh, hey, finally. I've been trying to contact you through TikTok, YouTube, and now finally I get to talk to you. Okay, my thing is I got married in January 2020 in India. Okay, I'm a US citizen. I went to India to get married. Uh, when I came back in February, COVID hit, so everything was shut down. I still filed for my husband, I-130. They received the file by end of March 2020, right? And then it took 1 year to get the I-130 approved. Okay. And then in 2022, we couldn't find a second sponsor. So that took about 8 months. We found it right before 1 year was over. You know how they give you 1 year to submit all the documents at the visa center. So he finally got his U.S. visa May of 2023.
Okay.
Okay. He came to America August 26, 2023.
Okay.
Stayed with me for 2 months. He got his social security number, he got his driver license and everything, and then he moved to New Jersey and then just disappeared.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Okay, so my thing is that did he receive green card or what do I do next?
Does he have a green card? I don't know. Did he get the green
How,
card?
how can I find out? On his visa stamp, it says conditional 1 year green card. So does that mean he has to apply for I-765, removal of condition?
What was the date of your marriage?
January 19, 2020.
So he got a 10-year green card. He doesn't have to do the removal of conditions.
Okay. But did he receive it or not? I mean, how would I know?
I don't think there's a way for you to check that.
Right.
I don't think.
So what do I do now? I mean, how do I find out or what's...
What do you want
Why
to do?
did he get 1 year a conditional green card versus other people get 2 year and then they have to remove the condition?
He was married for you for more than 2 years, so he shouldn't have got a conditional green card at all.
2 years. Okay. But we didn't stay together for too long. So he just gets it automatically 10 years?
Seems like it. Yeah. I mean, the only question is on the day that he arrives and gets his entry into the United States,
Mm-hmm.
then if it's more than 2 years from the date of the marriage, it's a 10-year green card. Are you guys still legally married?
Legally, yes.
Are you going to file for divorce?
I think so.
Why wouldn't you?
I mean, I will now. We're trying to talk to... I'm trying to find out what does he want to do? What is the problem? What's going on? He just stopped communicating with me.
Well, it sounds like he sort of tricked you into getting a green card.
I think so.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
So there's not much I can do?
Not much I can help you with. You could talk to immigration about it and let them know what happened, but that's not something I help people with.
Okay. But, okay. All right, I figure.
All right. Thanks, Alani.
Bye.
Bye. I never understand why people say, oh my God, I've been waiting so long to talk to you. Dude, I'm here every day. I'm here just about every day. So, and I'm on TikTok and we have people checking the messages. So I'm right here. So don't be surprised or don't be like, oh, like I was keeping them from talking to me. I just don't get that. Jackie's here. Hi, Jackie. You're on mute.
Hi, Jim. Hi, everyone. May I please be removed from the screen?
Done.
Thank you. So I called earlier this month about proving citizenship for my boyfriend, who is 32 years old. But at the time that I called you, his mother and him had no contact. But now she has reached out and she's willing to play and help us with this process. She is an American-born citizen, and he was born in Mexico. So you were giving me guidance in proving citizenship, but since there was no contact, you told me that was a little bit of evidence. But now that you want to help us, I would like an overview, like what steps do we take, what documents do we ask from her, and a time frame.
You're trying to show that your boyfriend's a U.S. citizen by operation of law through his mother?
Yes.
And up until recently, she wouldn't play ball?
Correct.
And now she wants to play ball? She's willing to help?
Yeah.
And so where is your husband right now?
He's my boyfriend. He is in Mexico. There is a side comment, important information I didn't mention last call because I was focused more on the citizenship, and then we talked about spousal visa.
Huh?
He had a tourist visa. So when he was out here, him and I actually we were officially dating. But within that time frame, he had the tourist visa, but he had a fake social security on him. And when the border agents saw that he was honest, and he said, "I never used it, but I did have intention of using it." We don't know if he has a bar because he lost the paper when he was moving apartments. But and the agent had told him, "Oh, you could come tomorrow to the Tijuana counselor." I'm not really sure the terminology, and ask for forgiveness. So we don't know if he has a bar, and how that may affect this process.
So U.S. citizens can't have a bar. So if he's a U.S. citizen, he doesn't have a bar.
Oh, great news.
He's a U.S. citizen, he just gets a green card. Now, maybe he committed some kind of a crime by, using somebody else's social security or whatever. I would say, what makes you think that he's a U.S. citizen?
Last time I mentioned that you said don't pay attention to that, but I had looked at the USCIS website.
Right.
And
So here, we can just do it right now. So
right.
Were his parents married at the time that he was born?
Not legally, just by church.
So no.
Correct.
So it's an out of wedlock birth, right?
Yes.
And it's his mother that we think is the U.S. citizen?
Yes, she was born in Chicago.
Okay. Out of wedlock birth abroad to a U.S. citizen mother. Was your boyfriend born? He must have been born before 2017, right?
Yes.
Okay. Out of wedlock birth abroad to a U.S. citizen mother. That's INA 309C. The mother has to have been physically present in the U.S. continuously for 12 months prior to the child's birth. Are you there?
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a question.
So that's it. Was mom physically present continuously for 12 months prior to the child's birth?
I know she was because my dad is actually cousins with her cousins, and he said that he remembers her being a kid.
Well, that's no good. I mean, we need proof.
Well, now that she wants to actually help us, she asked us what documentations do you need from us.
So that's what you need. You need to prove that before your boyfriend was born, his mother was physically present in the U.S. for a continuous 12-month period.
Okay, that could be any age, correct?
It seems like it. I don't have the statute in front of me. This is just my little summary book, but it seems like it, yeah.
Okay. Yes, I also read through those summary documents on the page. I believe last time you mentioned school records. Are there any records that you could think of we may need from her?
Yeah, school or medical. First thing I would do is let's get a timeline of all the times we think mom lived in the United States, from when to when. And then I would explore, how do I prove that from the age of 8 till the age of 10 she was here, or from the age of 20 till the age of 21, just be very methodical about it. Start big and then narrow in, and then figure out how to prove it up, and then get your boy a passport, have him come to the United States, and then file for a certificate of citizenship.
Okay. Do you have any experience with cases similar to this?
Sure.
Can you tell me about a time frame?
Sure. Oh, slow. I mean, the passport should be relatively easy, but that's probably going to be 3, 4, 5 months, and then getting them to believe he's a citizen is probably going to take. So he was born in Mexico?
Yes.
And she's on the birth certificate?
Yes.
Obviously. Okay, good. And have they lived together his whole life, like when he was a kid?
No, he was raised with his grandparents. She did. I don't know if the word kidnapping fits. She thought she could get. She was lost a little bit in with drugs, so
Yeah.
she did kidnap him and the oldest sibling. The oldest sibling was born in Texas. So she took them to Chicago and tried to get money from them, from government, welfare and all that. Since he had no social security, she did send him back.
Okay.
So they were only together for like maybe a month. And that was about it.
Okay. Well, I mean, any evidence they have of time spent together would be helpful, but technically they don't need it. They just have to prove one, that she's his mother, and two, that she has the 1 year here. But you're going to be trying to convince the U.S. consulate in Juarez, and they're a bunch of meanies. So this isn't going to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't go in there with just a little bit of evidence. You've got to slam the door, proving that he's a citizen. All right, Jackie?
Got it.
All right, good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right, Ibrahim's here. Hello, Ibrahim.
Hello, Jim. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah. So, Jim, I am a derivative applicant for an F3 petition that was filed by my grandmother. That was filed back in 2009. I'm based out of Pakistan right now. So, we've received our NVC invoice number and details to upload our documents in 2022, roughly around 13, 14 years later. And at the time of filing, my name was there. My name was not blurred out like my cousins. They had aged out, so NBC was not accepting responses for them or documents for them. I filed all those, and roughly around 2023 Jan, we got our documentary qualification. And from that point, the case came to U.S. Embassy Islamabad, which took around 1.5 years to schedule our interview. So our interview is in 30 days now. And the embassy emailed us this Saturday asking my father, the principal applicant, to not bring me to the interview since I've aged out according to CESPA. Um, here's the thing. There was The embassy has an insane amount of backlog. They're processing cases for 2010 right now in 2024. Is there any such policy after COVID, or is there any chance that they could reconsider that decision? Because there's 6 applicants on my dad's petition, and I'm just one that they're aging out. And all of my siblings, my parents, everyone, hopefully, when they clear the interview, they will get their um, passport issued. We're just leaving one applicant behind.
Are you the oldest?
I am the eldest, yes.
So of course you're the one that, I mean, if anyone aged out, it's you, right? So have you done the math to figure out whether you aged out or not?
Yeah, I did the math. If I do it according to the final action dates, which is how it is, how I read it was, until I
Right.
found some videos talking about how, they've recently changed it to the chart B. I'm not
That's
really
for,
sure about that.
that's for adjustment, not for consular cases.
All right, so I have no idea about this adjustment. I've heard a lot about the I-485 or something along those lines.
People
That you can
inside
apply for adjustment.
Right.
Yeah,
So
so I am 22.6 according to them.
So you're too old.
So there's no concession for COVID or the fact that there was an embassy delay for 1.5 years?
Nope. It's not. No, it's all about when the visa becomes available. So no, there wouldn't be for COVID. I mean, I think it's
So
not.
when you say the visa becomes available, does that mean when the NVC approached us?
No, it means when the visa became current in the visa bulletin.
So when our priority date become current in the first one, the first chart.
Right.
Chart A. All right. So yeah, according to that, I did age out. There's no legal way of fighting, contesting this decision.
No, it's just math.
All right. Thank you so
Sorry, bud.
much.
Thanks, Ibrahim. Good luck, buddy.
All right.
Jazakallah, Karen. Makara, hello.
Hello, hi Tim. Thank you for letting me in. How are you
Sure.
today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I have a question. I am a petitioner. I sponsor my parent, and now right now I just got the case number and from NVC after we approved from USAF, and then they sent to NVC. I got everything, and my question is, my in my birth certificate, my dad, his date of birth wrong, like from his actual one wrong from my birth certificate. But when I do complete the form, I follow his document. So right now, should I in my country, Cambodia, they allow right now. They allow us to make it correct my birth certificate. So if I go to correct my birth certificate, follow my dad. So should I submit my new correct one, or I need to keep the old one that I used the last?
So you're asking me, do I think the National Visa Center is going to get too worried about the fact that the birthday was wrong?
Yeah.
I think you're fine. They know people make mistakes. It shouldn't be a big thing.
Oh, so I don't need to do anything until they ask me or something, right?
So where is it wrong? Is it wrong on the DS-260 or is it right on the DS-260?
I don't go to complete 260 form yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the mistake was on the I-130?
Yeah, the I-130, yeah.
And so was it like totally wrong where you had like March 10th when it was really?
Yeah, it's totally wrong. Like example, on my birth certificate, like Mike 6, but he's like 9 September, like totally wrong. But the year is okay, only the month and day. You know, because before, like I don't like seriously to check all that, so we don't know. Just when I completed to sponsor my parent, and we just, oh, it's wrong from my birth certificate, but all his document is not right. It's not wrong. Passport, but his birth certificate, his family book, all the same. Just
Okay.
only in my birth certificate.
So the only mistake is on your birth certificate.
Yes.
And which when you sent in the I-130, did you put in the real one or the wrong one?
The wrong one.
Because you took it off your birth certificate.
Yeah, because before I have but right now in my country they allow, because a lot of people are wrong like that. So now they open it that who's that wrong can go to correct it.
Yeah. So if that's true, the State Department probably knows about that. I don't think it's going to be a big issue. Sometimes they're a little bit weird about dads versus moms, but who cares that his birthday is wrong? They'll get it right. I wouldn't be too worried about it.
So in my country they say it's really serious for the information that's not match each other, like from his document and my document. So until if they ask, right, if they not ask, it's okay, right?
Well, when you do the DS-260, I would put in when you do the DS-260, I would put in the right date of birth. And then if there's any kind of note or explanation, you can put in there, just say, hey, we made a mistake when we did the I-130. His actual date of birth is, and then put what it is.
So they don't check the document, that the evidence document that they post in I-130?
Well, they might, and that might be what saves you, because you clearly weren't trying to trick anybody because you gave them all the documents last time. So I don't think anyone's going to care.
So that's fine, huh? Because when I check, my mom like caused a wrong name, and then my dad caused the date of birth, but their document all totally 100% the same. Only my birth certificate. Because at that time, like Cambodia, they not strict with the document. That's why.
Well, so, I think the State Department will be more careful about figuring out exactly what their dates of birth and names are. That they're going to push it a little harder than USCIS. So if you get it right on the DS-260, I think you'll be fine.
So if and one more question. Right now I am not working, only my husband. So that's called a co-sponsor or joint sponsor.
So you're going to do the I-864 for you and the I-864A for him.
I-64
A
for him.
Yeah.
And for me, I-64.
Right.
So like two form, any form, like I need to complete like 260 form for my parent and A-64A and A-64, right?
For each, yep.
For each. Yeah, because it's my first time and I do it by myself.
Thanks, Makara. Good luck.
Okay, thank you so much for your help today.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Yeah, you too.
Wasn't that great? All the aqua color she had. She had the aqua color shirt, the aqua color wall, and the aqua color ceiling with the stars. Did you guys see that? I love it. Look at that smile she got. Look at that big smile she's got.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks. Yeah, that was great. JD's right. She's a nice person. Isn't that funny how you can tell just from 5 minutes whether somebody's nice? That's great. All right, Lori's here. Hello, Lori.
Hello.
How you doing? Oh, are you making ice cream?
Yeah, I'm at work and I'm on break.
That's what I'm talking about. It's ice cream time.
I'm gonna add cherry soon also.
What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Oh, I'm lactose intolerant, so I'm eating cashew milk.
Ah, is it any good?
Yeah, it is, surprisingly.
Awesome. Well, what's up?
Question in regards to I'm trying to find my grandparents' naturalization documents. I tried to file a FOIA. And when I got the email, but when I got a response back, they didn't give me any authorization to get any proof of documents. Do you know how I can go about doing that? Because I am trying to assist my aunt into getting her citizenship.
So when you did the request, did you do it as you or as your aunt?
I did it as me. They asked who was I, what was my relationship to my deceased grandmother. I told them I'm the granddaughter, and I sent in the documents. They asked where she was. I sent in a death certificate, and that was about it.
And what did they send you back?
They just said that they're not able to provide me with any documents pertaining to Miss Barrett, which is my grandmother's name.
So does your aunt have a birth certificate?
She is. She does. But she was not born in the U.S. She was born outside of the U.S. But they adopted her when she was 16. She was born in 19. Yeah, she was born in 1970.
Do they have any children by birth?
Yes, they do.
Is that person still alive?
Yes.
So I believe there's a provision. I haven't looked at FOIA in a while, but I believe there's a provision for the children of a U.S. citizen to FOIA their parents' file. But that wouldn't apply to you as a grandchild of them. So I think you have to do it in the name of the surviving. It'd be easiest to do it as the surviving child of mom and of dad.
Okay. All right. Because okay. Do you think she would still qualify to be as a U.S. citizen? She never flew into the U.S. So they just adopted her and they lived outside of the U.S. the entire time. Would she still qualify as a U.S. citizen?
Who? The aunt?
The aunt.
Oh shit, I don't know. That's a whole other analysis. I mean, if she never came to the United States, she could be a citizen. Adoptions at 16 are sort of squirrely. I think it's going to be a hard case, especially if both parents are dead.
Okay.
I would say maybe, but it seems like a long shot.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, Laurie.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Time for some ice cream. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know about cashew ice cream, but yeah. Dee says, go ahead, take another scoop. We don't mind. That's what I was thinking. She was waiting to ask her question while she was scooping. I wanted to see her scoop. You know, there's a guy I really like on TikTok. He's very liberal and he says lots of funny things. Let me see if I can find him real quick. He always does this. He'll say something like, he always has food in his hand. Like he'll have like ice cream or a bowl of ice cream or a sandwich, and he'll say something like, oh, so the one presidential candidate who flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane just dropped out of the race to endorse the other presidential candidate who flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. Then he'll take a bite and he'll just say, got it. And I don't know why, but I think that the combination of listening to what he has to say and seeing him take a bite, it makes people watch longer. I don't know. What do you guys think? Have you guys seen that guy? I'll try to find it and show it to you tomorrow because I think he's very clever and he has some good zingers. So I think that people like to see. I mean, I think it's part of our ADHD society that people like to see more than one thing happening at a time because just somebody talking isn't cutting it. I don't know. It's funny. TikTok's funny that way. All right, Aditya. Hello.
Hi, Jim. Thanks a lot for letting me. How are you doing?
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. So my case is actually I was on a J1 work visa from April 2024. So it's going to about like 1 year, 2025 March somewhere. But
Is
somehow my dynamic
work and travel? Work and travel?
exchange visitor as a J1.
It's for work and travel. Like, what are you doing? Are you going to school or what?
Yeah, in a university as a postdoctoral researcher.
And are you subject to Rule 212E or are you not subject to Rule 212E?
Yes, I was subject to.
Okay. All right. I'm with you. So go ahead.
Yeah, so somehow the dynamics with my supervisor did not go well, and he gave me a termination letter stating the end of my employment is by July 30th. So after that, I did not overstay. I came back to India, my
Okay.
home country.
Yeah.
So now, yeah, so now the case is I'm getting like informally, I'm getting an offer from Canada for a postdoc position, like again a work visa. Will there be any issue for this J1 visa that got terminated when I apply for a fresh work visa in Canada?
No, but if you have to do your 2 years, you have to do them in India. So if you ever apply for a US kind of a thing, then they would want to know if you satisfied your 2 years, but Canada won't care about any of that stuff.
So no issues in the Canada.
I don't think so. I mean, you could talk to a Canadian immigration lawyer, but I don't think so.
Okay, just one more question.
Sure.
In future, if I plan to, yeah, in future, if I plan to work in the US, like in the same J1 visa, I have not like completed a year also. The maximum stay allowed is 5 years. So can I apply for a fresh J1 visa?
Yeah, and they might let you come, but at some point you're going to have to do the 2 years if you want to adjust or get an H-1B or anything.
Okay, that's nice.
Thanks,
Thanks a lot
Aditya.
for letting me.
Hi, buddy. Yeah, congrats. All right. We like it when people are on their PhD, getting their PhD. Eric's here. Hello, Eric.
Hi, Jim.
How you doing?
My name is Eric from Ghana.
Oh, great. We love Ghana.
Yeah, just a quick one. My mom is a U.S. citizen, and I have a brother who is not my mom's son. He's very young, actually. And the question is, I wanted to find out if it's possible for my mom to adopt him as the son and file for him.
How old is he?
He's 9 years.
He's 9 years old?
Yeah, but my dad is passed and they are not together. So my dad and my mom are not together. But my dad is passed, yeah.
So who has custody of this 9-year-old right now?
Myself.
You?
Yeah.
And has that been by a court or just because you're taking care of him because your dad?
Just because I'm taking care of him. I mean, just because I'm taking care of him.
And what about his mother?
His mother is not really involved in his upkeep. So everything is done by me. His schools, everything is done by me. And sometimes my mom helps.
Like, you know where the mom is?
Yeah, I know where the mom is.
I mean, I am not by any stretch a family law attorney. So everything I know about family law is just what I studied in law school. But I think that in order for your mom to adopt him, you'd have to get the mom to agree to terminate her parental rights. At least that's how it is in America. So you need to talk to a lawyer in Ghana about how to do that before mom can adopt the boy. And then if you pull all that off, then you're going to have to convince USCIS and the State Department that it wasn't done because you want to get this kid a green card, but because your mom is the best person to take care of him, and that it's not being done just for immigration purposes. It's because she wants to raise him and she loves him and all that stuff. There's a lawyer in Georgia that we refer those cases to. If you want to email me, I can connect you to her because it's its own specialty in immigration. Like we couldn't handle that case for your mom, but it's not going to be easy.
Okay, okay. And then secondly, with regards to myself, so for like she had always wanted to file for me, but I keep on refusing. I keep on refusing. I didn't want her to do the filing for me because I was engaged with work and stuff. But
Wait,
now
what do you get
she's like,
what do you get in
she stays alone actually, and she's having issues with health.
Yeah, they don't
Now
care.
the question is, my mom is 64.
Okay.
So now it's like she's struggling with health and she stays alone. And now the
Okay.
question is, if she files for me, it's going to be in a queue, which will take a long time because I'm 43 years now. So is there any route that I can use other than coming on a B1, B2, and then maybe getting myself stuck in the system, which I don't want to do?
No, you've got, are you married or unmarried?
Come again?
Are you married or not married?
Divorced.
So that's an unmarried son of a U.S. citizen. That's a 9-year wait, which is probably going to be a 12, 15-year wait. So no, there's no special rule that says because mom's sick, you get to come. That's not how it works.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks, Eric. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
All right. Well, I see a very interesting conversation going on about Nurse Laura's talking about white people food, and when I talked about white people food making white people making Mexican food, which is one of my favorite Facebook groups. Jay Cruz likes says she's white as rice. Tater tot hot dish. I don't even know what that is. But taco turkey sounds good. That does sound good. Eve got her master's but no PhD. And then JD likes the curries. Yeah, I just buy curry too. I like pad thai. Nurse Laura said she makes good pad thai. All right. That'll do it for today's show. We'll be back tomorrow. What time, Hooli? 12 noon, high noon. See you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. And then North softball starts on Friday. So I don't know if we'll do a show on Friday or not. Let's see. Probably do one early or at 2. Yeah, I'll probably do one at 2 on Friday. All right, guys. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, Hooli.
I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of